All right, guys. So, YouTube, I am recording for my Facebook group. We have a 4-week manifesting challenge going on, and today I am talking about the power of words. I'm going to talk about the power of feeling, and where's my affirmations. I'm going to talk about feeling is a secret with Neville Goddard, and I'm going to get into how to feel your affirmations, a little bit about chakras, and I'm going to talk a little bit about when your SP shows up, how to react, any questions and answers that my Facebook group may have. That'll be at the end. So for YouTube, I will have timestamps for you so you don't have to search for the information. Okay? Let's go. All right, guys. So I set up a schedule here. I want to talk about the power of words with you guys. Okay, so we keep talking about I am. All right. But we also need to talk about I have, I feel, I see, I know. Okay? All these words are very powerful words. Okay? And they can work with your affirmations. All right. And I want to talk about affirmations in depth because I want to get into how to feel your affirmations. Some manifesting coaches will tell you that you don't need to feel to manifest. And this is true. This is absolutely true. Okay. We've been manifesting our whole lives, and we can manifest without even thinking, and things happen. Okay. But let's just deep dive into this for a second, okay? Look around at your life right now and look at how everything shows up for you. So everything shows up for you based on all the assumptions and feelings that you have prior to this now moment. A collective of everything that you know and how you feel about situations. So when you approach something in your life, you have an automatic assumption which comes with an automatic feeling of how you feel about something. So you assume that this thing is going to show up for you the way it does. So it brings forth a feeling, an image, an old memory sometimes. So you see how all these things do come into play? Sometimes you're not in the moment and we're rushing around that you're not realizing that these assumptions and these feelings are all coming up for you. You're just not paying attention to them. Okay? So when I hear people say feeling really isn't, you don't really need to feel it to manifest, there's a couple of things that makes me think about. It makes me think about, one, if you don't feel it, you're not really changing your body, your feeling, your emotion towards your new self concept. You're not, feeling will make is more believable. Okay, you're not completely changing the whole picture here. Okay, so you might affirm, and say these words without feeling, and you may get some images up, but what's going to happen, I find, is that when you manifest what you want in, you don't necessarily believe it, and you go right back to your old story because it's not set in stone. Okay, so you bring your awareness to your SP comes back in and you're happy, and then you go right back to the old stories because you didn't really get into feeling who it is and who the new person is that has exactly what it is that you desire. Does that make sense? I hope that makes sense. Okay, I will get a little bit more into that when I talk about chakras. Okay, but anyways, so affirmations and creating new affirmations. Neville Goddard talks about feeling is the secret, okay? So what we're doing with affirmations is we're just recreating our new self-concept, right? We're trying to change the old stories that we have of ourselves. So since we were a child, and I know I've touched base on this a little bit, but I'm always going to keep going back to this because this is the foundation, I believe. Since we were a child, we started building affirmations, and we started building our self-concept through our family members, through the way people showed up for us, the way we thought of ourselves by experiences and traumas that we've gone through, okay? So this is where we have affirmed some of these negative, I am worthless, I'm not good enough, I'm not safe, I'm not protected, I'm not loved, I'm not wanted, I'm not desired. These things came from early childhood to teenage years of rejections, after, rejections and abandonment and things like that. So what happens is we grow into an adult and we think that we're just going to push this stuff under the rug, some of us anyways. We move into, college or move on and get in relationships, and we say, well, now we're going to just change who we are and we're going to forget these things, okay? But what happens is we're triggered through our life. And say you're in a relationship and something goes bad. This person triggers something in you. You project an old feeling onto this person and you start blaming, this person for the way you feel, when it's an old assumption that you already brought to the table, okay? And they're coming up for you. So this is, these words that come to you when you're triggered are, say, somebody makes you mad. Somebody doesn't text you when you want them to. It starts with, I'm not texted. And all of a sudden these insecurities come up, like, I'm being rejected. I'm not worthy of a text. All these insecurities start coming up for you, okay? And then these feelings start flushing your body. And you start impressing and you start having all this fear. And it takes over and it starts changing and taking control of your environment and everything around you. And you're out of alignment. What we're trying to do is change that so that when you're in a situation, your reaction isn't to be, to fear and to bring up all these old things. You're trying to bring up words like, I am fearless, I am confident, I am powerful. You want these natural reactions to come up for you so that you can see your world change. And that is why when you learn to feel your affirmations, it goes deeper. It goes into your body. So that when you are being triggered from the outside, the feeling comes with it. Even though you affirm, you're going to go, I'm happy, I'm confident. You're going to start to learn how to feel that. And you're going to become that person who is confident, who is beautiful, who is independent, who has no fear of being rejected. Okay? Eventually that'll become a natural new story for you, and you will live more confidently and more calm. Okay? Is everybody with me? Okay? Is everybody with me? So I want to explain chakras a little bit, okay? Because in my tarot reads, I talk about old wounds, I talk about healing the inner child. You hear all these things when you're going through tarot reads, and you hear us throwing these things out, okay? And here's why I want to talk about chakras, because they go with affirmations. The chakras are your body system, are the energetic body, part of your body, okay? And each chakra, holds certain, wounds and is responsible for certain things in your life, okay? And when our early childhood is our root chakra, okay? Our survival, our family, our feeling of belonging, okay? So when anything is disrupted in our early childhood, it throws off our root chakra. And our root chakra is where we have self-worth, okay? Where we feel safe, where we feel good enough, protected, okay? If you don't feel these things, right? If you don't feel these things, then you have blocks and you have these negative self-concepts that will come up for you throughout your life, okay? So when you hear us say, I am worthy, I am good enough, I am safe, I am confident, I am strong, okay? You're healing the old self-negative concepts that were built inside of you from a childhood, okay? So when you're affirming these new concepts that we're writing for ourselves, okay, and you're feeling into your body and you're learning to say the words, I feel, I am, and you're healing yourself from a deeper level. I am worthy. I am good enough. I am confident. Okay? That's healing you on a deeper level. Okay? It's healing. So you're healing who you are spiritually and whole and physically. Okay? And this is how we're shifting into and conforming into our new way of being. Okay? So when you're affirming, and you are just saying your affirmations, I am confident, I am beautiful, I am in a loving relationship, I want you to learn how to come into the body. You don't have to use the chakras as I explain them. You can just use your heart and just come into your body and learn to say your affirmations and learn to and try to feel them. Try to feel them. I am loved. I am lovable. And as you repeat them and you feel into your body, you're sending your focus into your body. You're healing your body as you're doing this as well, and you're learning to feel what it feels like. Now, I know this sounds kind of woo to some of you guys. You know, throw your comments out there, okay? But this is necessary so that when you bring your manifestations in, you will be confident when you have them, and you're not going to revert back to who you were and all these old stories and getting pulled back whenever the 3D doesn't show up for you. You won't react because you're healing things on an inner level. You're healing and you're believing. The more you feel your affirmations, the more you will begin to believe in them. Okay? So with the root chakra, you're talking about survival, and you're talking about abandonment. You're talking about the issues that we had as children, and a lot of these, these low self-worth and values that we have. This really needs to be worked on. Almost everybody needs to work on their root chakra. So coming into self-concept, when you focus and you just feel into those old wounds, most of the things that are coming up for you in your relationships now are coming up for you. They have nothing to do with the relationship that you're in. They have nothing to do with the person that you're in a relationship with. They have to do with what happened when you were a child, or the assumptions and the beliefs that you have from when you were a child. So you have to heal that. Okay? Then you move up to your sacral affirmations, your sacral chakra, which is all about creativity and sexuality. So think about if you have any traumas from that area, and if you have any, you're being ashamed of who you are, people coming out, who are gay, and for a long time they had to hide that, suppress that, people who were sexually abused, okay, things like that. Not being able to creatively express yourself, if your family didn't, care for music or art, and you had to do something else, the things like that, things that you had to hold back your, expression, and being ashamed of your body. If you were in a family where, very modest and you weren't allowed to express yourself, things like that come from the sacral chakra. Okay, not receiving feminine energy there, creating, and receiving energy, and knowing your worth too, and knowing that you're loved and desired and wanted, and being okay with that, being okay with your sexuality, being okay with all this. This stems from all those, younger beliefs, these things that we were raised from. So when you're trying to bring in an SP and you're working on your new affirmations and you're trying to change your self-concept, you're trying to heal these wounds, these beliefs. And this is what we mean when we're saying cutting attachments and healing past traumas and childhood beliefs and things that no longer serve you. And, these stories that people told you or that you once believed, they no longer serve you. You have to start affirming, I am desirable, I am wanted, I am sexy, I am a goddess, things like this. And when you're holding your sacral chakra, if you want to go to this extreme, you feel into it too, and using the words I feel it, you know what I mean? I have the body I love, I feel the body I love, I am the body I love, I am desired, I am feeling desired. Do you see how these words will make you come into your body even more? Feeling, having, okay? When you come up to the solar plexus chakra, this is confidence, this is your powerhouse. All right, insecurities happen here when you don't feel like you are grounded. Courage, you know, you don't have the confidence to move forward, or you just never felt sure. Never felt sure. This is just really where your powerhouse is. Okay, knowing that you can have anything you want and going after whatever it is you want. Okay, if you have a weak powerhouse, you don't feel like you deserve anything or you can get anything, and you don't have the strength and the courage to go after what it is you want. Okay, you lack self-confidence. Okay, this is very important, very important. I've read somewhere that narcissists tend to have a huge solar plexus, which is this over ego, and it blocks the rest of their chakras from being opened, especially their heart, and which is why they don't know how to feel, and they lack relationship, connection, root, things like that. This is too big. And you know, the rest of us, some of us have a weaker one, and we're bigger up here, but we need to have a balance and open this up. But this is where you're going to affirm, I am confident, I am a powerhouse, I am fierce, I have everything I want, I always receive everything I want, I am feeling confident, I am feeling I have everything I need. You know, these words that you're using that are convincing you, but as you're feeling them into your body, you're going to start believing them, and you're healing on an energetic level these wounds. Okay, then you're coming up to your heart chakra. Okay, this is open to receive and give love. A lot of people are closed here. A lot of people with trust issues. A lot of people with who don't trust their family, don't trust their friends. They always think people are judging them. Everybody's after them. Everybody wants something from them. They're very closed off. They don't know how to give or receive love. So they put their monies, their attentions into other things, work, money, you know, things that are out here, as opposed to things that would make them feel really, really good, you know, feel whole, feel connected. Okay, so the heart chakra, I am loved. I receive and give love easily. I am open to love. I am loved by everybody. I am cherished and adored. I am confident. I am independent. I love myself. I love myself. And you know, feeling that when you say that, I love myself, feeling it, and even looking at yourself, because I'm looking at myself as I'm saying it right now, and it's so powerful. I feel loved. I am loved. And you can do all your affirmations from your heart chakra. You can do them all. I'm just showing you how you can heal from each one to make it more powerful with your affirmations as you're saying them throughout the day, or saying them at night when you're in your privacy of your own home. Okay, you can say everything from here and feel the warmth of your hand on your heart, in your higher heart, right? And you're just feeling it, and you're feeling the words you're saying, so that you're starting to believe them, and they're not just words that you're saying. And as you're affirming these things, you're feeling away inside. It's going to start lifting your spirit up even more. And we're coming higher now up into the spirit realm, these spirit chakras. We're coming up to the throat chakra, where you communicate. This is the expressive avenue. You're communicating now your truth. I communicate clearly. I am honest. I always speak the truth. Okay? I make clear decisions. I know exactly what it is I want. I always say what it is I mean. I express myself so clearly. I speak so gently. Okay? You're healing this. I never hold back my truth. I never hold back. I know how to say no. I know how to say no, because I have boundaries. Okay? You're healing that. So if you have problems with your throat chakra in your life, you're not speaking, if you don't feel like you can tell somebody how you feel, and you're always holding back, you're closing off your throat chakra. You have a block here. okay? If you can't express yourself, or you feel like somebody's always, you know, crossing your boundaries and not listening to you. And this is also where you learn to listen to others as well, okay? But you're here and you're listening here. I mean, you're healing your throat chakra, okay? So you can clearly express from your heart through your throat, okay? And this is also where you can use the word I speak the truth. I speak, you know, my affirmations. Everything that comes out of my voice, this is creative, okay? You're creating, you're manifesting through your throat. I am speaking my affirmations clearly and honestly and truthfully, because and this is where, remember the power of the word. Everything you say is the truth. So having a clear, healthy throat chakra is going to help you create exactly what it is you want. If you're speaking your truth and you're speaking exactly what you want, and you're being clear and you're being honest with yourself and you're always being gentle, then everything that comes out in your world is going to be what you want, and it's going to be exactly how you feel it and see it. Okay, does that make sense? Now we're going into the third eye, which is the seeing, where you can use, I see that I am loved. I see that I am worthy. I am clear. I am clairvoyant. I am in tune with my intuition. Okay, I see the truth. I see things clearly. I see, I know, I trust my intuition. Okay? And now you're getting more connected to spirit. And then you're in your crown chakra, where you know and you're connected to the divine. Okay? Where I am connected to cosmic knowledge. I am connected. I am connected to the universe. I am connected to everything. This is where you can have everything when you have that faith and when you have that trust. Divine energy flows through you and cleanses you and clears you too as well. And this is when you can call it in. And this is when you just feel this shift, and you are always ascending and you're becoming your higher self. This is what I mean when I'm talking about this stuff in my readings, and when I'm talking about manifesting. Okay, when I'm talking about being in alignment. Okay, so these words that I'm using for you are words that you can choose to use when you're speaking your affirmations and you're learning to feel your affirmations. Just using, if you just want to use your heart, I feel. I feel. I say I feel with everything. I'm a feeler. I'm an energy healer. I'm a feeler. So I use those words a lot. But you can just start really using the other words so that you can open up. You know, I see that I am worthy. I know that I am worthy. I speak that I am worthy. My words are always truthful and honest, and only the truth. They are never harmful. I'm always speaking love. Okay, I'm always expressing. Okay, is everybody good? Am I going on a huge hippie tangent? I know a lot of manifestors don't talk about these things. They'll just be like, just affirm, just manifest, you'll be fine. Yes, you can do this. But I also notice that a lot of manifesting coaches start off by talking about not having to feel. And then as you watch them evolve, they start to talk more about self-concept. And then as they're on their journey, I've watched manifesting coaches then start talking about self-love and talking about inner child work. You'll see it evolve. Because I believe eventually everybody realizes that to keep your manifestations and to live the abundant life that you truly want, and to see it show up for you and to feel whole, you really do have to learn to come home and feel self-love and feel connected. So you can skip this part if you want to receive a text from your SP. But if you want to keep your SP in and not go through another cycle, then you have to change completely. You have to live as if you are this person until you become this person. Neville Goddard's feeling is the secret. People will say you don't, like again, feeling isn't the secret. They don't believe it, they don't need to, but he did. He knew, he imagined, he was very visual. He would imagine, and we'll get into imaginal acts. I can't do everything today, but he was so good with visualizing and feeling as if he already had his desire. And he felt as if he was the person who already had his desire. So he would tap into feeling, you know, abundant, feeling rich, feeling like he was on that, he was in Barbados, feeling like he already knew he had, the feeling was the key for him, because it shifts who you are. Feeling shifts who you are. And before I go on, I wanted to give you an example of how this works with the chakras in my world. And I'm going to use an example with an SP. You're trying to manifest your SP in, okay? And you text your SP, and you don't hear from him for a couple days. What happens? You start getting anxious. Your body starts reacting, okay? And it starts, this is where it starts, the root chakra. You start feeling this warm, this anxiousness, this fear, okay? You start getting this fear in here. Then it goes into the sacral chakra, where it's like, I'm not desired, I'm not wanted. And all these negative thoughts start coming up, and you start affirming these thoughts. I'm not wanted, over a text, because you haven't received it for a couple days, okay? Now it's going into your solar plexus, and you're losing your confidence, and you're losing your power, because your power is on your person. They are sucking you dry. All your insecurities are coming up. You're weak, you're not in alignment. They are sucking your power from you, because all these unhealthy affirmations. Then it's coming up into your heart, and you're feeling heartbroken, and you're feeling constricted, and you can't breathe, and you're just feeling so heartbroken, and you're crying, and your emotions are coming up, and then you can't even speak. You want to tell this person how you feel, but you know you can't, and then when you finally get to, you say things you don't mean, and then all of a sudden you come up to your third eye, and it's closed. You're not even seeing clearly anymore. You're not trusting your intuition anymore. Your crown chakra is shut off, because you're not even connected. You don't have faith. Okay? Now look at it from a different scenario. If you do the work and you learn to affirm and shift into the new version of yourself, and you start to heal these energy centers, okay? Now picture, you text your SP. He doesn't text you back for a couple days, and you respond. You don't respond. You go, I'm not afraid. I'm confident. I have no fear. I'm going to keep doing my thing, because you know why? I'm going to go to my sacral chakra. I know I'm desired. I know I am beautiful and sexy. I know I'm a goddess. I know my man or woman desires me. Okay? I'm comfortable in my skin. I'm comfortable with my sexuality. I'm confident as you move up to your solar plexus. I am confident, independent, and I have my power. Nobody's taking me out of alignment. I don't care about that text. I don't care about that text. Okay? Because what's happening is, I love myself. I know I'm loved by everybody, and I believe it. I know my person loves me. Okay, I know my person loves me. Okay, and I'm speaking my truth, because I believe I'm loved. I know I'm loved, and I'm being gentle and honest, and I'm not reacting out of any kind of triggers or fear. Nothing is coming out of my mouth that is being triggered by fear. Only truth. Okay, now your third eye is open, and you're seeing clearly. You're seeing the bigger picture. Now you're starting to see what alignment means, and you're like, I'm in my power, and everything's perfect, everything's okay. Your crown chakra, you're connected to source. I am perfect, I am okay, everything always works out for me. That's actually everything, you know, in here that everything's going to be just fine, everything works out. But by the time you get up here, you just know, you're done, you know. And guess what? You look at your phone, and there's your text. Your person might say something like, wow, I've been so-and-so busy. I'm so glad you texted me. I'm sorry it took so long. And you're just going to sit there and be like, you could have had something totally different happen if you would have stayed in your old mindset and would have let all those triggers come up and control you and take your power away. You would not have gotten what you wanted. you would have manifested something different in. Okay, now you have your SP in, and now you're in alignment. Okay, now your SP might not be exactly the way you wanted them to show up for you, but they're here. And now if they trigger you when they're here, you're in a better place, okay? You're not going to react the way you used to. So your person, as long as you keep persistent in your new affirmations and your new way of thinking, okay? No matter how your person shows up for you, even you're gonna see things still. They're gonna piss you off still and do things. Maybe not text you 100% consistently, but you continue to persist in your new affirmations and how you feel and in your new person, and you don't let this trigger you. And eventually you're going to see, as you persist, it's going to harden into fact, and your person's going to transform and see you for who you really are. And you will have a different dynamic. Okay, does that make sense? But if you don't shift from all those negative things we were just talking about, and your person comes in and you are then start to force, what happens is you'll then start to force your 3D reality. You'll get upset if your person doesn't conform. Oh, he's back now, but he's not treating me the way I want him to. You're going to go back to the old stories, right? And you're going to lose your alignment, lose your power, and your person's going to go F this and walk away. And you're going to be like, there goes my manifestation. Then you're going to be calling up coaches. It didn't work. It didn't work. It didn't work because you didn't stay true to who you are now. You're changing you. You're changing you, not your person. You're changing you, and you're going to continue changing you, and you're never going to be this other person ever again. You're going to continue changing you and coming into alignment and evolving. And as you evolve, everything else is going to evolve with you, but you cannot be pulled back, okay? All right, I just went on that huge tangent. Was that good? Was that good, everybody? I just totally went on a tangent. I have to watch this back before I post it on YouTube. Was I clear? I also want to add that I just ordered a microphone and a stand because I want to make guided meditations. I'm going to start with affirmations, so look forward to that, okay? So I'm definitely going to create some affirmations, and my affirmations are going to be based on the chakras. So when I'm saying them, I will be having you place your hands on the places I want you to place them, and we're going to say your affirmations, okay? And you're going to feel more, so I can get you to understand what I mean about sinking into your body and feeling your words, okay? So I am going to record some affirmations for you guys and bring more of this type of stuff into this manifesting, okay? So next, I did go through that with you. So I did go what to do when your SP shows up. So basically I just answered what happens when your SP shows up and how you react. If you find yourself reacting negatively to your SP, if your SP doesn't show up the way you want them to, or they're hot and cold, if you can, from my own experience, I've had to back away and accept the fact that I'm not firm in my new way of thinking. I still have old assumptions about my person that aren't favorable. And so my person will show up and it'll be hot and cold, okay? So when that happens, if you can have the confidence to go, you know what, I need a little more space. I need a little more space. I'm going to back off. I'm not going to lose my person because at this point I now have seen that I can call my person back in. Okay, so you're going to have more confidence now and faith. You're going to let your SP kind of simmer off a little bit, and you're not going to be afraid to lose your SP, but you're going to come back and you're going to work a little more. So this has happened to me a few times. I'm notorious for this, calling in my SP, and then I ruin it because I get triggered and I get pissed off and I'm fierce, and then I go right back to fuck this person and blah blah blah. I've learned now to go, okay, bye, And then I come back home and I try to figure out, what is it that what's wrong? It's me. It's me. My assumptions of how this person is still going to show up for me. So I have to figure out what the dominant assumption is so that I can start working on that and go again. And then you go again. And this is the persistent. Things don't always happen overnight, but this is the persistent. And at this point, I know I am in charge of my reality, but I'm more about me and I'm more about healing me. So this SP process for me is all about me. It's not even about my SP anymore. At first it starts off with, I want a text because I got rejected, or this person, you know, I like this person and they're not giving me attention. This is why I love SPs. This is why I love when people want their SP, because if you want them bad enough, it'll eventually change you, and it'll come to a point where you're like, F my SP, this is all about me. This is all about me. So I'm okay with sending my SP away. Even SPs can be family members, SPs can be co-workers, SPs can be anybody, your mom, your dad. I'm okay with backing off a little bit and going, okay, I'm going to work on this because this has all to do with me, okay? So persistent is big there, persistent. The more you persist in changing yourself and working on you, the more you're going to see everything in your life conform, okay? I have, what else did I want to talk about? Force in the 3D. Force in the 3D. I'm finding this, and I did not mean to jump at people. Simon, I think it was Simon, when he was talking about, everybody was getting on this texting tangent. Oh, I texted. It's okay. Been there, done it, do it. Still, at times, okay? You get anxious. You're like, okay, I think I'm in a good place. I'm going to text my SP. And then you do, and then you don't get the results, or you get partial results. And then all of a sudden you get depressed and you react. And then you think it's over. And then you're like, all right, I just screwed things up. This is what happens when you force the 3D and you don't let it come to you. I'm notorious for it. So why I'm telling you, I know that for the past 4 years, I have been going through this process for you guys, okay? For myself first, so I can grow and heal, but so that I can teach it. And I have been doing everything that I'm trying to tell you not to do, because it hurts. It hurts. A lot of tears. You drag the process out. And by the time you get your person, you may not even want them anymore because you've just gone through too much and it's worn you out, okay? So you have to trust that it will come to you. You will know if you're the one that's supposed to text first. You will know. You'll feel it when you get the response. But what happens is, if you can't gauge where you're at, and if it's not coming in after you get that first high, if things start to shift in a negative direction, then you know it's you. You're some negative old stories coming back into play, and you're not ready. Either catch it, if you can catch it and fix it, then your story, and then you just watch how your relationship goes. But if you stay because you're happy that your person's here, and then you just keep going back to that old story, that person's going to leave again. So you have to be able to, you have to have courage and confidence to know when to not force the 3D, to not react to the 3D, and to trust and to take a step back. Okay, it's like a game, the game of life, right? It's a game. So money tips. I was going to talk a little bit about money tips. And after I talk about money tips, I will go into question and answer for you guys, okay? So, money tips. Money's a good one. Money's really actually should be easier to manifest than an SP, because you think about money a lot, and you do have some old stories about money. But for some reason, we get more obsessed and attached to a person than we do money, okay? Because we believed if you believe you don't have it, you don't have it, and you just always live, I don't have it, but it doesn't bother you as much as not having an SP, okay? But I'm manifesting a lot of money. I have big dreams, okay? I will tell you, I have never had a problem finding it. I've had a lot. I've been successful. I've lost a lot. Okay. I've been a single mom after a divorce, and I've had to figure out how to provide for my boys and the help from their dad. Okay, but we lost a lot, and still provide for my kids, our kids, and give them everything that we wanted them to have without them feeling the pressure that we had any lack of money. I did not want my children to feel like we couldn't have something. So I would work, I had a whiteboard, put it on the board, and that's where that came from. Even my son, to get their car, my oldest son didn't get his car because I had to struggle with him to get him through high school, and that was the deal. My younger son got his car, okay? I got him a really nice car. I paid cash for it, and everybody looked at me like, how the hell did I get that? I was like 3 or 4 months, I manifested it in. I didn't even know I was doing this back then, but I was put it on the whiteboard. I'm getting my son a car. I promised him. He is not going to know how or why. I'm not going to let him know I stress, nothing. It happens. I get it, okay? So I always had an assumption that it was going to work out. I was going to have some form of money come in for me. It comes unexpectedly. The problem where I was lacking was when you're raised, rich people, they think rich, right? That rich dad, poor dad type of thing, right? Is that the name of the book? I never read it. I just always hear about it. It's the concept of, I wasn't rich. I wasn't born in a wealthy family, so I never saw bigger than what I know. So was I able to assume that I was going to find the money, or I always knew I was going to make the money, or I was going to get the money somehow, but I usually had to work for it, right? Work hard for it, or just get it. But I never knew how to just sit back and wait for opportunities for money to just come in and think bigger. So when I was thinking money, I'm thinking $1,000, $5,000, $2,000, $500, whereas why not think $100,000, $1 million, $15 million? We don't think like that. So I wasn't seeing large sums of money come in like that for me. I was always just able to comfortably get by. Okay, so when money issues come up for me now, because I'm trying to manifest bigger things now, okay, and I'm also taking a risk in my life. I'm trusting the universe here to provide for me as I'm shifting into my new way of life, okay? Which means that I'm shifting from one career into a new career, and I'm about ready to, I keep cutting down hours as I'm focusing, because I want to completely shift. I have to trust the transition, and I have to trust that everything is taken care of, okay? So I have to tell myself that everything is covered. So if something comes up for me, and it does, my son needed some money at a point, right? And I was like, my first initial reaction was, I don't have that, and another thing I did is I paid their phone bills, and our phone bill was up to $350. Got up because he went and got himself an Apple Watch. Oh, it must be nice, right? Just go up there and get it. And I freaked out at first. I was like, what the hell? And then I actually called him back and apologized and said, you know what, when I react like that, tell me to shut up, right? Because I didn't, even though I knew I didn't like it, I had to take back that reaction and be like, a rich person, this wouldn't bother a rich person, okay? You can't, it's all about the reaction in the moment. When I go and get gas, I don't watch the gas. I don't even look at the price, okay? I just fill my tank. I need it. I'm going to need that gas regardless of the price. So why am I going to sit there and look at the gas price and go, oh my God, and count down pennies and be like, when I was younger, I used to do the $20 thing. I'm just going to put $20 in the tank every time. I would never fill it because I didn't want to spend that more than $20 because I had my money for other things. That was the worst mindset. I go and I fill my tank up, and then I just forget about it and I go. And you know what? My tank's always full, and I never see a problem. But if I were to focus on not filling my tank and only having $20, I would always see my tank half, empty. And then I would always be looking at how much money I had and being like, oh my God, now I got to put this much money in my tank. you're put in focus on what you don't want. Am I making sense with some of this stuff? You know, with the money stuff. I'm just trying to give you examples of how you can shift your mindset of trying to not. Because I get that you have bills. I have bills too, and I've accrued a lot with my kids. You know, but I have faith now that no matter what, I've seen it enough that no matter what, you will be provided for. If you energies transfer, you have a transfer of energy. So if you believe. And I'm telling you, I wish I could get into this story about how I went with this process with my son. You know, he just needed a lot of money at one point, and I was like, how am I gonna get this? And next day, you know, I look on my bank out of the blue. My bank is just offering me this personal loan at like no interest rate. And yeah, it was a personal loan, but I wouldn't have thought about taking out a personal loan. I didn't want another loan. I didn't want to do it, right? But instead I just went, instead of stressing about it, I went click, 2 seconds later, there's the money, sent it to my son. My son takes care of his problem. Guess what? The problem's gone. That initial stress, right? Do I still have a bill to pay? I left that bill. The bill's there. The bill's gone now. The bill's gone. Because I didn't put my focus on hitting that button, taking the personal loan, stressing now that I have this debt, and how was I going to pay for it? And I didn't sit down and budget it out and I just left it. And I left it, and when every time I got paid my bills, I just paid it, and then next thing you know, it was gone before I even knew it, and it was like it never even happened, because we didn't put our awareness on it. We knew it had to happen. Do you understand what I'm saying? But we didn't put this heavy awareness on it to where we stressed ourselves out, that it made us feel uncomfortable, like we didn't have enough. It's that fear that comes up for you, that you feel like you don't have enough, and then you start living in this mindset of lack. You have to control that fear. It's okay to know that you have to be cautious while you're paying attention to your 3D reality as you're shifting your mindset. But you have to be aware of where you're putting your energy, your awareness, okay? You can do both. You can put your awareness on what you want and still take care of what you need to take care of, and know that faith's coming in and everything's going to work out just perfectly fine. And it does. It does. It will. I promise. I promise. It's the law. It will. Okay? Okay. I want people to understand one thing when I read that, Michelle. Okay? I don't spend more than I have. I don't want people to think I'm just going to go buy whatever. I'm just going to take out a credit card. I'm just going to buy. I'm just going to do. And I'm just going to act. And I'm just going to buy all these purses and blah, 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 blah. Because rich people do that. Okay? A lot of rich people don't do that. You know, a lot of rich people get all that stuff free. Okay? A lot of rich people get a lot of those things free. They don't go out. They shop, they go in, they buy whatever they want. Yes, right? But don't take on this careless mindset of thinking that if you start spending your money, and that's going to mean you're rich and you're going to get it faster. Because then you're going to create fear eventually. You know what I mean? Then you're going to really look and go, wow, I got all this debt, and you're going to feel very heavy. And it's not happening. Okay? So what I mean to do is, when you spend on something that you need, and this is where, you know, making sure you need something and want something, and make sure it's what you truly desire. Don't buy carelessly and shop because you're trying to fill some void. That's not what you want to spend and buy and have the things that you truly desire. And as you're doing that, when you are spending money, you're taking on this mindset of I'm okay with this because I have plentiful. There's plenty. So I'm buying a coffee because I can. You know, I enjoy my coffees. I have plenty. Don't go out and just start spending irrationally, so that you can feel like that, because then, you know, eventually you may just do that too much, and it'll cause adverse effect, okay? I'm just talking about changing the feeling and changing how you feel about how you're spending, when you are spending, so that your universe and your subconscious feels like you know you have enough, you have plenty. Money comes everywhere for you. Money comes in all lump sums and different places, different sources. You always have enough money for everything, okay? Is that good? I never panic. Sometimes I do. Like I said, with my son, I looked at that bill and I got mad. I was like, what the? I caught myself. Should I have said something to him about just, you know, because he was like, oh, I'm going to get an Apple Watch and it's only going to be $10 more a month. And it wasn't. It was $40 more a month. But $10, it was just $10 to him. So what really was bothering me was my son was being careless, okay, with what he was told or what he was doing. Like, you have to be very mindful too. I'm very mindful. I don't like waste either. So even if you're rich, or I am rich, okay, I'm living in my world, I'm not careless, and I'm not going to spend ruthlessly and wastefully, okay? Wastefully, no. So I should have focused more on my son being wasteful, I think, or just not, I don't know. I should have picked a different, and not focused on the bill itself, how high it went. Because that wasn't what really bothered me. It was his carelessness. And did he really need that? He lied. He didn't lie maliciously, but it was he knew somewhere that it was going to be more than $10, but he said $10 to me. So that's what I mean about reaction to. Try not to react over the bill. And if you receive a bill that you do not like, when you see it, open it up. Don't react to it. Close it. And then in your mind, act as if you just received that amount of money. Wow, I just received so-and-so $349, and feel good. Because you're trying to trick, remember? All right, any questions? I think I got to everything. Was this good, guys? Did I get to everything? I know I was trying to get several different topics in there. I hope I was very clear. Question time before we go. I am doing all signs at 7 o'clock tonight, guys, if you want to check that out. I will be on YouTube doing my all signs. All right, any questions? Julie, I think a lot of us do that. A lot of us been there, do that. My mom still does that to me. Look at me. I'm spoiled by my mom. My mom will give you every last penny she has. And that's how she raised me. And that's how I am with my boys. You're welcome, Michelle. Any more questions before I go? Remember, guys, when you have questions, put them in the facts section that Rowan put up, and I will do videos on them. It helps me understand where I need to clarify things and what you want to know more of. Okay? You're welcome. You're welcome, Sonia. I'm going to end it because I think I answered the questions that you guys were asking about. Oh, wait a minute. In social settings, do you keep your affirmations going and still act as if? They'll think I'm nuts. So in social settings, you're not going to speak your affirmations in front of people. You could, but so here's how I'm taking this. Here's what I do before I go into a social setting, especially if I get nervous, because I've had to in the past. I had social anxiety. I had anxiety, okay? Before I walk into a room, I do my affirmations and I remember who I am. I picture who I want to be. I do this when I go into CrossFit too. Who am I? How am I showing up at CrossFit? How am I approaching? How do I want my CrossFit buddies to approach me? How do I want them to see me today? Who am I? Am I going in there to have a great workout? I do my own affirmations. I put myself in my place, who I am. I am confident. I am an athlete. I'm going in there, right? So when we're talking about, do you act as if, we're talking about your self-concept here. So I've talked about not telling people about your story that you're trying to manifest in. You don't need to tell anybody what you're manifesting in, but you can act as if you have it already in your feeling. You can be the person who feels that good that you have everything that you want. You are the man or woman that has it all. And that doesn't change. Your person may see, your people around you may see you change, your attitude change. They don't have to know what you're thinking in your head. You're just showing up as the man, the woman that has it all. And you have this newfound self-concept and confidence. And in your head, you're dreaming about your home in Maui. You know, I mean, you have a home in Maui. You're about to go there, okay? You know, but they don't need to know that. I mean, like I said in my last video, I have the opportunity, because I meet new people all the time. I could sit there and I can be playful, not delusional, playful, and talk about my manifestations as if I have them. So I kind of role play, okay? And they love it. They don't know. They're just talking away with me, blah, blah, blah. And it makes me feel like it's, you know, it's real. It makes it real for me. But I don't do this in front of the people I'm close with or people I know, because lots of people don't believe in this. And a lot of people will try and pull you down. A lot of people think we're insane for even being into spirituality, even if it has nothing to do with the laws of the universe. Okay, a lot of people, when we're talking about Neville Goddard, and believe me, I believe in God. God is within. I am so spiritual, okay? And when, but I'm not going to sit there and be ridiculed by somebody who, and I believe in Jesus, and I don't want somebody coming in and putting me down for my belief systems, because I believe in Neville Goddard. I love Neville Goddard, okay? So I don't tell anybody. Too many people are asleep, and as you're waking up, they're going to try and bring you down, because they are not. I love people. You have to love people no matter what. But if they don't want to awaken and they're comfortable in these sleep states, then that's where they're at. You just have to meet them where they're at. Just don't let them take your power away. Okay? Don't have to tell anybody anything. And you don't have to lie to your friends or lie. Just don't tell them anything. Just be you inside. Change from within. Create from within. Okay? Do you understand that? All right. Thank you, Rowan. All right, guys. If there's no more questions, I'm going to end it so I can take a little break before I go live tonight at 7. All signs. I love this group, guys. You guys have all been so amazing to each other, helping each other, sticking by one another. I love it. All right. Is that it? I'm going to wait 2 more seconds. 1, 2. You're welcome, guys. I'll see you later, okay? I'm going to end this video. See you soon, Rowan. Thank you. You're welcome, Susan. Thank you. Yeah, you can't wake anybody up but yourself.